Hello everyone, welcome to Praveen Tutorial Point. In this session we are going to discuss about the head-on elastic collision. So in previous classes we have discussed about the different types of collisions like elastic collision, inelastic collision, oblique collision and one-dimensional collision. So here head-on elastic collision, yes, it is an elastic collision. So we know that in elastic collision the law of conservation of momentum and the law of conservation of kinetic energy both are valid, both remains constant. So here first let us consider before collision and during collision and after collision. Before collision, during collision, after collision. So firstly I am considering a mass m1 and a mass m2, where m1 is moving with a velocity u1 and m2 is moving with a velocity u2. So this is before collision, and when these two masses will collide, if the velocity of two masses are same, then there will be no collision. If the velocity of second mass, which is u2, if u2 is more, then also there will be no collision. Why? Because here we are considering only one dimensional collision. So this will go very fast with high velocity and this will be slow, so there will be no chance of collision. So when they will collide, if u1 is greater than u2, the velocity of first mass is greater than velocity of second mass, then there will be a collision. So here during collision what happens? There will be collision among the two masses m1 m2, m1 and m2. Yes, this is a collision. During collision both will have a same velocity v. And how much time this collision will take place? It will take very fraction of second. That is the collision. So fraction of second they will collide, and during the collision, why I changed the shape means here they are deforming. As it is a elastic collision, after collision again they will reform. If it is inelastic collision, the deformation will be like that only. As it is a elastic collision, they deforms and again they reforms again. That means they will come to their original shape and original size. So and after collision, so again this is mass m1 and this is mass m2, and here the velocity of m1 is v1, here the velocity of m2 is v2. See, before collision u1 will be greater than u2, and after collision definitely v2 will be greater than v1. So these are the situations before collision, during collision and after collision. And as it is a elastic collision, law of conservation of momentum is valid. So first I am considering the equation for that. m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. So let it be equation 1. And now here what I am doing is m1 u1, I am bringing this m1 v1 this side. So m1 v1 is equal to m2 v2 minus m2 u2. So if I take m1 common here, u1 minus v1, that is equal to, if I take m2 common here, v2 minus u2. So let it be equation 2. And now in elastic collision, not only the conservation of momentum takes place, conservation of kinetic energy also takes place. Kinetic energy will be conserved. So for that, half m1, as it is for before collision, m1 u1 square plus half m2 u2 square is equal to half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square. So let it be equation 3. And now we can manipulate this equation like this. I am writing it as m1 u1 square, I am bringing this side, minus v1 square. Completely I brought this side and I took m1 common here. So m1 of v1 square minus, u1 square minus v1 square, and that is equal to, in the same way this one also I am doing m2 of v2 square minus v1 square, v2 square minus u2 square. So as it is half, here half, 2 halves and here 2 halves will cancel. So this is our equation, and if you see clearly here, this is in the form of a square minus b square. So we can write it as u1 minus v1 into u1 plus v1. In the same way here also we can write it as v2 minus u2 into v2 plus u2. Now let it be equation 4. If you compare this equation 4 with equation 2, if you compare these two, so if you divide this like this, 4 by 2, equation 4 by equation 2. So this one and this one will be same, and this one and this one will be same. So the remaining terms are, I am writing here, u1 plus v1 is equal to v2 plus u2. Okay, if I remodified this, u1 minus u2 equal to v2 minus v1. So this is a equation which we call it as relative velocity of approach will be equal to relative velocity of separation. This we call as relative velocity of approach will be equal to relative velocity of separation. Relative velocity of separation. See here, u1, as I said before, u1 is greater here. So u1 minus u2, and here v2 is greater here. So v2 minus v1. So relative velocity of approach means u1 minus u2. Simply you can use this formula, u1 minus u2, and relative velocity of separation means v2 minus v1. And now by using this, we are going to find out the v1 and v2 values. By using this, we will find out v1 and v2 values. So let us find that. These are the two equations we require here. They are u1 minus u2 equal to v2 minus v1, and this also we need. So I am rubbing this. See, by using this equation we know that law of conservation of momentum is m1 u1 plus m2 u2 equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. So here what I am doing is, I am bringing out v2 value. I am writing here it as u1 minus u2 plus v1. So this is v2 value. I am substituting the v2 value here. So m1 u1 plus m2 u2 equal to m1 v1 plus m2 into, instead of v2 u1 minus u2 plus v1. Now if I solve this, m1 u1 plus m2 u2 equal to m1 v1 plus m2 u1 minus m2 u2 plus m2 v1. Now m1 u1 plus m2 u2. Now what I am doing is I am bringing these two terms this side, minus m2 u1 plus m2 u2, that equal to these two terms. If I take a v1 common, that will be m1 plus m2. Now v1 will be equal to here m1 u1 and m2 u2, sorry, m2 u1. So if I write this, m1 minus m2 by, bring this side, m1 plus m2 into u1 plus, now these two, m1, sorry, m2 m2, 2m2 by m1 plus m2 into u2. So this is our required formula for v1. So v1 equal to m1 minus m2 by m1 plus m2 into u1 plus 2m2 by m1 plus m2 into u2. In the same way, we can sort out v2 also. See, v2 can be written like this, m2 minus m1, it will be reversed, m1 plus m2 into u2 plus 2m1 by m1 plus m2 into u1. So this is our v2 value. So v1 and v2 values are this. And now let us see some situations when the masses are, when m1 and m2 are equal, what happens? And if mass m1 is much more bigger than m2, what happens? Or if mass m2 is much more bigger than m1, what happens? Let us see that. And now let us see a first case. Case 1, m1 equal to m2, that equal to m. The two masses are same. What happened? So let us see v1. m1 will be m and m2 also will be m. m minus m, 0. So 0 by anything, so this term will be 0, and coming here 2m by 2m. So 2m by 2m means, so let us m1 minus m2 by m1 plus m2 u1 plus 2m2 by m1 plus m2 into u2. So this is m, m minus m, 0, and m plus m, m. So 0 by anything means this will be 0, no? So 0 plus 2m by 2m, 2m by 2m into u2. So this and this will cancel. So v1 will be equal to u2, and coming to v2. In situation v2 situation here, m2 minus m1 means m minus m, 0. So this term will be 0 plus again 2m by 2m into u1. So this will be v2 equal to this and this will cancel, u1. v1 equal to u2 and v2 equal to u1 means there will be, after collision, there will be exchange of velocities. Velocities will exchange here. Exchange of velocities between the masses. There will be exchange of velocities between the masses. That means m1, for example, you consider a situation. If mass m1 is having some moving with 10 meter per second and mass m2 is moving with 1 meter per second, then after collision, this m1 will move with a velocity of 1 meter per second and m2 will move with a velocity of 10 meter per second. That means they are exchanging their velocities. m1 velocity will come to m2 and m2 velocity will come to m1. When this will happen? If the masses are same. If the masses are same, they will exchange or velocities will interchange. And now coming to second case, case 2. In case 2, m1 is much more greater than m2. That means mass m1 is much more bigger than m2. That means while comparing to m1, mass m2 is so small and so negligible mass. So that means we will consider that m2 tends to 0. While comparing to mass m1, m2 mass is so small such that it is negligible, 0. So at that situation, if you consider v1 will be equal to, again as m2 is 0, m1 by m1 into u1 plus as m2 is 0, this will be 0. So this whole term will become 0, and at that time v1 will be equal to u1. v1 will be equal to u1. In the same way, if you take v2 equal to m2 is 0, no? So minus m1 by m1 into u2 plus 2 m1 by m1 into u1. So m1 and m1 cancel and this is minus u2. As u2 is 0, u2 is 0 means this term will be 0, and here m1 get cancelled. So 2 u1, that means v2 equal to 2 u1. That means v1 will be u1, first body velocity will be same, but coming to the second body velocity, it will be double, it will be twice the velocity of first body. See, m1 is so big and m2 is so small. So if m1 is colliding m2, so what happens? This velocity remains same, but this velocity will be doubled. You consider a lorry colliding a cycle. What happens? So lorry velocity will be same as if it is moving 60 meter per second, it will be 60 meter per second, but the cyclist who is going very slowly will fly away with double velocity of bigger mass. So a bigger mass will have the same velocity, but the small mass will have double velocity of the bigger mass. So this is case 2. When this happens is when mass m1 is much more bigger than m2, this thing happens. And next coming to the case 3. In case 3, m2 is much more greater than m1. That means mass m2 is much more bigger than m1. That means m1 mass is negligible now. So m1 is 0, and here also u2 will be 0. So if we compare equation 1, v1 equal to m1 0, no? So minus m2 by m2 into u1 plus 2m2 by m2 into u2. So we will get minus u1, this will cancel. As u2 is 0, so this term will be 0, That means v1 will be equal to minus u1. What is the meaning of this? V1 equal to minus u1 means the velocity will be same, but it will move in opposite direction. See, a heavier mass is here, a lighter mass is hitting it. While the lighter mass is hitting, it is hitting with a 10 meter per second. As it hits with 10 meter per second, again it will move back with 10 meter per second. That means rebound velocity. It is rebounding back. If you consider caroms, see, if you take a carom board, if you take a striker, if you are striking it, the border will be there, no, wooden border. The border mass is heavier mass. You compare as M2 and striker mass as M1. If you are hitting with striker, the striker will move with some velocity and it will hit the wooden border, and again it will rebound back with same velocity. So that is the situation here. And coming to V2, V2 equal to M2 by M2 into U2, as U2 is 0, plus 2M1 by, sorry, and M1 is also 0. So 0 by anything, this also will be 0. Then V2 will be 0. The velocity of heavier mass will be 0. It won't move. It will be there only. So that velocity will be 0. Then who will move? The smaller body, the small mass will move. How it will move? If it is moving with 10 meter per second, it will hit the border and again it will come back with 10 meter per second. It will rebound back. So V1 will be minus U1 and V2 will be 0. So these are the three cases. In first case, if the masses are same, they will simply exchange their velocities. M1 velocity will come to M2 and M2 velocity will come to M1. So these are the three cases, and here we have discussed about head-on elastic collision. In head-on elastic collision, law of conservation of momentum is valid and law of conservation of kinetic energy is valid. And here we have find out V1 and V2 values, and relative velocity of approach will be equal to relative velocity of separation. And we have discussed about the three cases when the masses are same and when masses are having much more variation, such as M1 much more greater than M2 and M2 much more greater than M1. Thank you.